What's going on, everyone? I know it's been a while since you've seen, a video that I've done. I think the last one was the Navy Cadence one, which I hope that y'all are enjoying. And of course, I'll have the card right there for y'all to check out the playlist of 4 great packages of cadences. But enough about that. If you've seen recently, whether you follow me on Facebook or you've seen it as a short, I did a little thing called Sailor in Japan Starter Pack. Got it right there. And it'll be right here throughout the whole video. The Sailor in Japan Starter Pack. And all these things here are pretty legit, and I'm gonna go over it for someone that has been a sailor in Japan, past or present, or you're about to go there. These are some things to expect and some things you're gonna look forward to. And I'll also cover some of the things that I did not add to the list, whether purposely or I forgot. So let's get into it. So starting off, I'm gonna start somewhat counterclockwise. So you have Coco Ichiban. So Cocos Curry is like the main go-to spot. And I'll be speaking mainly for Yokosuka, because that's where I was stationed at. I'm pretty sure it's in other places like Sasebo or Okinawa, but it's predominantly for Yokosuka. Cocos Ichibanya is just that. A lot of people call it Cocos. That's where you can get your rice and curry and different seasons. They have different packs of food also. So you might have chicken cutlet, or pork, or shrimp, or they'll have like a type of soup also. It is very great. And you could change the amount of rice you can get also, and the different level of spice you can get in your food from 0 to 10. I've tried 10 before. It's pretty good. And it all depends on what pot they cook the curry in. That's a little hint from me to you. And speaking of food, I'm just gonna package it with food. You have Cocos, and then you have Pepper Lunch. What Pepper Lunch is, you cook your food kind of on a skillet. So you'll order some beef or rice or whatever, and the beef will come on a skillet raw. And then you cook it to however you want it to make it. And then from there, you can add a different sauce on there with rice, and oh my goodness, it's so amazing. It is so amazing. And the thing with Cocos and Pepper Lunch is predominantly in Japan, but they have some stateside also. There's some in California. There's a Pepper Lunch and Cocos in Irvine, and a Japanese bakery also. And they opened up the Cocos here in San Diego, I would like to say the beginning of the year. So that is also a good thing. And just moving on to food, you have 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven is one of the go-to spots and just life changers for sailors in Japan, because one, they say you can get your money from the ATM there, which is like probably the only ATM they say you can trust if you're outside of base. And fun fact, when you take money at the ATM, you can only take out the minimum 10,000 yen. And if I'm doing my conversion right, it's around like $80 US or so. But 7-Eleven, you're gonna have like all your different type of coffees, your Georgia coffee, your pancakes, the 7-Eleven pancakes with the syrup in it. Amazing. Your different type of onigiri. You can get sushi from there, your snacks, all these different things from 7-Eleven, which is amazing. And then speaking of 7-Eleven, going along with the food category, you have Family Mart. And there's Family Mart, and then there's Lawson's. That's like the trinity of like snacks in Japan. And each spot, they have snacks, but some of them have their own unique thing or whatnot. For example, I believe it's Lawson's or Family Mart that have like a barbecue chicken steam bun. Need I say more? But all 3 are good. But 7-Eleven is predominantly the go-to for ATM wise. But each person is different. So boom, boom, boom. So next is Tullys Coffee. Tullys Coffee is almost, I guess you can compare it to the Starbucks. They do have Starbucks in Japan, but Tullys is like my go-to. And with Tullys, it's nice, it's quiet. Whenever I first walked in there, you barely heard people talking, because Japanese people are not really, I don't want to say loud, but if they're there reading a book, then they're reading a book. If you hear somebody talking, it might be ordering something, or it could be someone saying welcome in Japanese, which I'll go over that later. But Tully is just nice, quiet, good seasonal coffee also, and it is amazing. It is amazing. And I already did that. But lo and behold, the vending machines. The vending machines, I don't know if you can see kind of closely, is at the top you see blue and the bottom you see red for the buttons under it. Japanese vending machines are God made. I'm just gonna say God made them specifically for like Japanese people. I don't know why, but it's okay. It's okay. This is the first vending machine that I've seen in which you can get something cold and you can get something hot or warm. So if you're with your spouse, one's hot, one's cold, one's yes, one's no, and you say, hey, you know what? I want a milk tea. So you get a cold milk tea, and she says, you know what? I want a hot milk tea. You can get both from the same machine, which was amazing, and it just blew my mind. I haven't seen one here, unfortunately, but those are lifesavers. And what a lot of sailors have done, I'm pretty sure y'all can relate to this, if it's a cold day, they would go to the machine, get like two warm coffees and put it in their hands so their hands can be warm. So when they go on the ship, their hands are at least somewhat warm. The rest of their body might be cold, but who knows? But those are definitely lifesavers. So I went over to snacks and food. Let's go to the cards that you see right there. The Pasmo and Suica. Those are the train station cards that you can put your money on. And it's pretty cool. You just walk and you can just tap it to the thingamabob. I should have looked up the name. Thingamabob, and then boom, it'll let you know, hey, thank you for your purchase. And it'll open up for you so you can go through. And another thing is with the vending machines that are predominantly for the train stations alone, you can use that same train station card to get snacks and to get drinks from the vending machine, which is amazing. And AOB that you see at the top, which is Area Orientation Board. It is a 1-week class that you go through, at least I went through when I was in Yokosuka, and it goes over the Japan 101, what to expect, the different cultures, what not to do, what you can do, things to be mindful of, and also went over like the driving test also, which was pretty cool to knock all that out in 1 week. And the sticker that you see below AOB is the green and yellow sticker. It's to signify that, hey, you're a rookie driver, you're a beginning driver. The one thing about Japanese people, they don't really honk at you if you're driving bad. If someone is honking at you, it's probably an American, or who knows, it could be a Japanese person. But in most cases, I haven't heard most people honk a lot. The train station next to the sticker is, well, not the train station, just the train itself, just signifying just the train station in itself. And I believe I chose Shibuya, and that's just to signify that you'll be on a train at some point in time, unless you get a car or you just go through the train, either or. And the yen, Japanese yen, most places won't accept your debit card, so you have to have yen on you, which I thought was pretty cool, but there's pros and cons to that. And then the sumimasen, whenever you enter a store, when you're greeted, that's how you're gonna be greeted. It's not like sumimasen, it's like sumimasen, and you feel so welcome. You're like, yeah, I decided to come in here just to get a cup of coffee. So I might get a pancake now, you never know. But that's how welcoming it is. And arigato, which just means excuse me. Which means thank you. Sorry, I don't know why. Sumimasen is excuse me and then welcome, and then arigato is thank you. So those are like the two things that like most people tell you, like, hey, if there's some Japanese that you need to know, arigato, thank you, and sumimasen for like excuse me, or whenever you hear them say welcome. So Daiso Japan is almost like, I don't know how to compare it. It's like a dollar store, but there's more stuff in there. And it gives you like a lot of life tools and things that you need that you didn't think that you needed. So the markers that we have for our dry erase boards, they're from the Daiso. The gum that my wife likes, because they have Daiso here in San Diego, they're from the Daiso. And there's plenty of other things that comes along with the Daiso also, but I just highly recommend you check it out. Whether you want to try like the melon soda or the apple juice that they have or the orange juice that they have, please feel free to try it out. It's not gonna hurt. You walk in there and you'll realize, oh, I didn't know I need this. Oh, I didn't know I need this. And it's just one of those cool things that is just completely awesome about it. Then down at the bottom, you have Japanese for Dummies. Kind of self-explanatory, in which you just want to learn Japanese, either completely, fluently and completely is the same thing. And I'm aware I'll be going a little bit over 10 minutes, but I feel as if this is very good. And if you've liked what I've said so far, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. But just going on to that, the Japanese for Dummies, self-explanatory. I have one, and I know about 5% Japanese, because I realized with my work schedule, spending time with family, my daughter was born there. Do I really have time to learn Japanese? Not so much. But the Japanese people there are very helpful. They love to help you out. And one thing I recommend to add on there is add Google Translate on your phone. So you could say, hey, I'm looking for, let's just say a random thing. I'm looking for Wendy's, because they do have a Wendy's in Japan, and it's fire. They might look, you might not understand Japanese, but you can understand, hey, go down, make a right. Or depending on how the camera is. Go down, make a right. All right, cool. And that's another thing, to have Google Translate and Google Maps on your phone, which is good. And then speaking of phones, let's transition on to what you see here. You see SoftBank. SoftBank, at least for the Yakuza folks, that's the cell phone company that is on base. So if your phone service provider down in the States, their international plan isn't that good, which some is, then go to SoftBank. They'll hook you up, they'll get you a nice phone, and you can pay your bill there. I and some other people, I went with Docomo, which is outside of base, and AU, which is also outside of base. I had a buddy of mine who, he bought a pocket Wi-Fi with AU, and he just used it whenever he was out in town. If he was home, then he'd be on Wi-Fi. If he was out, he would turn it on whenever he wanted to. So that's just one of those things. But I believe I have hit every single thing on here, with the exception of Chuhai stand. There's a couple of other things that I missed out on, but Chuhai stand is another big one. And Chuhai stand is a mixture of different drinks, some vodka, and all these other good stuff that's right outside base. And it's like a big, I don't say big Japanese tradition, but just about everyone that goes there, unless you completely don't drink at all, has had a Chuhai. There's a Chuhai stand that a lot of commands and ships go to, and they just hang out there, whether after a long day of work or it's the weekend, like, oh, hey, how you been, man? Hey, what drink you getting? They're cheap, and I would just say they sneak up on you. I don't drink like that anymore, but Chuhai stand is another one of them. But in closing, I hope you've enjoyed the Sailor in Japan starter pack, and if you feel as if I could do another starter pack, because a friend kind of motivated me and inspired me to do this, then please let me know. I feel everything on here is pretty good, and it's pretty legit regarding things in Japan. And also, as I mentioned already, hit the like, share, and subscribe if you agree. If there's anything that I missed out on, please let me know. And lastly, if you haven't seen the cadence video, it's right up there, or just the Navy terms as a whole, then I'll put it down in the description below. But with that being said, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time, and have a great day.